In Australia, we had something that was quite similar to a synodal way. In July 2022 and October 2021, we called it a plenary council. It was announced before the Pope announced the Synodal Way. And that process really elicited some very similar concerns that have been also part of this Synodal Way. Questions that go to the governance of the Church, especially in light of the sex abuse crisis. Questions that go to the participation of women, the relationship of the Church to people of same-sex attraction. So very similar issues. And it's interesting to hear here there are some very specific proposals that have emerged as a consequence of those discussions. In Australia, we have an implementation plan around some of those issues, and it's been turned over to dioceses and to parishes to address some of the outcomes from our plenary council, perhaps not in such concrete and specific terms as the motions at this assembly have been putting forward. So it'll be interesting to take back to Australia some of the insights I've gained around the value of having specific proposals addressed by an assembly such as this.
In Finland, we are so small church. There's only 16,000 Catholics in whole Finland. That is 0.2%, you can imagine. And all this, what's happening in Finland, I must say that is not so much, but it's different. We have not this question about what women could to do or not, because they are already very active in our church in Finland, because we have very international communities, and that also give to us this riches of Catholic Church. I mean that from different culture, different mentality, and all this is so nice mixed that I see this like a gift from God, that thanks be to God we have not this question still in Finland about this celibacy or priester woman and so on. We are happy.
Für wen machen wir das? Wer ist diese Interessegruppe sozusagen, für die diese Fragen interessant sind? Und natürlich da, wenn man da alles sieht, da gibt es noch einige andere Fragen, auf die ich jetzt zurzeit in diesen Diskussionen für mich selber natürlich nicht beantworten kann. Aber ich verstehe auch, dass die gesellschaftliche Situation, natürlich die Säkularisierung auch und das alles und diese Probleme, die Kirche in Deutschland hat, die müssen beantwortet werden.
We have also discussions about women, and we also said that women should participate more and more in the church activities, but ordination of women, such themes did not come into our discussions. And with regards to LGBTQ, the African church and the African the people have an entirely different opinion as here, and they do not agree to any homosexual or the LGBTQ. They do not accept, and they do not also accept blessing of such marriages.
Für uns Kirche ist einfach ein Zufluchtsort, Geborgenheit, Gemeinschaft. Wir kommen aus verschiedenen Ecken der Welt und dort können wir zusammenkommen und sehr viel Gemeinschaft erleben und freuen uns daran, was die katholische Kirche uns alles geben kann. Gleichzeitig, ich unterrichte ja Jugendliche und die fragen mich, ja, wie ist es mit Homosexuellen und was sagt die Kirche dazu, weil unsere Jugendlichen leben ja in der modernen Gesellschaft. Und dann ist es nicht immer ganz einfach zu antworten, und deshalb glaube ich, dass die Kirche in Deutschland einfach Themen jetzt aufgreift, die früher oder später auch bei uns aktuell werden. Und dann braucht man vielleicht auch die Reflexion und die Erfahrungen und die Sachen, die man hier gesammelt hat, ich denke, die werden auch ein bisschen uns was lernen können für die Zukunft.
The issues are, of course, very interesting for all. The issue on power, shared responsibility, that's everywhere in the world. in the Philippines synodal consultation, very negative on the way the clergy, the bishops use power, very dominating in terms of decision making. So it's also good to hear that from another part of the world. I know it's a problem everywhere in the world, so it's good to see that it's also being discussed here. The one about women, I think, will be very cultural. So like in the Philippines, you only see women in the church. So that's a different situation. People are actually clamoring for men in the church. So in the Philippines, a lot of tasks are being done by women, leadership also. So it does not mean we do not have the same issues you are talking about here, but maybe in a different way. We also have to acknowledge that there's something very cultural about the male-female issue, but it's good to hear how women are standing up for themselves, how others are listening up, and I really have hopes for renewal for the local church in Germany.